As a past loner and shy person, would you say you are very comfortable with silences or breaks in conversation? Absolutely. What makes you ask that? There were a couple moments yesterday that I was thinking about it. I should have just said something, but I was just going with the flow. And because I am, sometimes people think I am purposefully not speaking. I was thinking the same exact thing in those moments, but I feel comfortable with and around you, and silence doesn't challenge that at all. If anything, it probably affirms it. Silence, depending on the context, can mean a plethora of things. Silence. I am so comfortable around you that I do not feel the anxiety-ridden need to fill in every possible space with words. Silence. This moment is perfect as is, and I do not need to add anything more to it. Silence. I can't believe this is happening to me right now. Silence. I'm confident that my actions accurately express how I feel. Silence. I am processing the magnitude of what this moment could potentially mean. Silence, depending on the context, can mean a plethora of things. Silence. Please speak, so I don't have to. Silence. I feel so uncomfortable right now. Silence. The thought of saying the wrong thing is paralyzing. Silence. I am so emotionally unavailable that I'm not even in this moment right now. Silence. The magnitude of what this moment could be scares the hell out of me. Silence. This feels safe, and vulnerability scares the shit out of me. Silence is tricky because silence can be just as much subjective as it can be objective. Silence can be a natural reaction to an event that creeps up on you and shows up unannounced. Silence can be the prerequisite of a life-changing conversation. Silence can be an invitation. Silence can be rejection. Silence can be a bridge. Silence can be a barricade. Silence can be sacred. Silence can be cruel. Silence can be a gift. Silence can be intentional deprivation. Silence can be life-giving. Silence can also be fatal. Your silence wasn't always detrimental. Your silence was easy to excuse, overlook, minimize its impact, make up for it by just reasoning it away. Everybody has work to do. Empathy, patience, love looks like, let's do the work together. Your silence wasn't always violent. Your silence was easy to ignore, override, diminish its effect, drown it out with your exceptional ability to just listen, remember, recite back to me the things I said from the beginning. Your silence wasn't always intentional. Your silence was easy to forgive, erase the repeat offenses, restart, convince myself that you meant it when you said that you would eventually get to working on it. But there were moments where I would have preferred your silence over your inability to discern the appropriate thing to say or how to graciously express your opinion. Like when you indignantly said you'd never call me Fran, told me that it was a nickname for an old lady, and persistently never called me anything other than Francesca. Like the way you told me that you didn't like my purple lipstick, the one that I get complimented on every single time I wear it without fail. The same one I also wore on our first date because it was my favorite. Or how you asked me, why did you straighten your hair, in a disapproving tone at the airport when we were headed to California. Or when we spoke about Christmas traditions growing up and I shared that we had only ever put up a Christmas tree at home twice my entire life, and you responded in the most pretentious way with, that's just sad. Or like that funny Isaac Newton meme you sent that said, I like them thick AF. But Sir Newton, we can't write that. Then write this. The greater the mass, the greater the force of attraction. And how we laughed about it, but then you quickly clarified, the greater the mass does not mean the greater the attraction. There's a point where someone is just fat and it's not attractive.